stray wolf. The cold wind cut through Arthur Morgan's tattered coat as he trudged through the forest, his breath fogging in the frigid night air. He was 14 years old, alone and hungry. The last of his food had been gone for 2 days, and his stomach twisted in protest. He had tried trapping a rabbit earlier, but his hands were clumsy with cold, and the damn thing had slipped away. He knew he couldn't last much longer like this. As he moved deeper into the woods, the distant flicker of firelight caught his eye. His first instinct was caution. Fire meant people, and people meant danger. But he also knew it meant warmth, food, shelter, if only for a night. He crept closer, stepping carefully through the underbrush until he could see the campsite clearly. 2 men sat by the fire, their faces half lit by the orange glow. One was tall, with slicked-back dark hair and a long coat that made him look almost regal. The other was older, his features sharp, eyes keen and watchful. Arthur hesitated. If they saw him, would they shoot? Rob him? He had a small knife tucked into his belt, but he doubted it would do much against 2 grown men. Before he could decide whether to run or step forward, the tall man's voice cut through the night. "Well now, look what we got here." Arthur froze. The man turned his head slightly, not reaching for a weapon, but clearly aware of Arthur's presence. His companion, older, wiry, and with a smirk that looked both amused and suspicious, leaned forward, tossing another log into the fire. "You lost, son?" the older man asked, his voice carrying a lilt of curiosity. Arthur considered lying, but what was the point? He stepped into the firelight, lifting his chin slightly. "Ain't got nowhere to be," he admitted. The tall man nodded slowly, studying him like a wolf sizing up a stray pup. "That's so. What's your name?" "Arthur." "Well, Arthur, you look half-starved," the older man said. "You a runaway?" Arthur shrugged. "My pa's dead." A silence hung in the air for a moment. The tall man's expression didn't change, but there was something in his eyes. Understanding, maybe. He reached into his coat and pulled out a piece of bread, tossing it toward Arthur. It hit the dirt at his feet. Arthur didn't hesitate. He picked it up, brushing it off before taking a bite. The warmth of it, the taste. It was the best damn thing he'd eaten in weeks. "You got a mother?" the tall man asked. Arthur shook his head. "No home?" Another shake of the head. The man glanced at his companion. "Seems to me, Hosea, the boy's got a choice to make." Hosea sighed. "Oh, I know where this is going." Arthur frowned. "What choice?" The man smiled, though there was something unreadable behind it. "Well, Arthur, I got a feeling about you. You could go on your way, keep on running, scrounging, starving." He leaned forward slightly, his voice lowering. "Or you could stick with us." Arthur swallowed hard. He knew what these men were. Outlaws. The kind his father had run with before he got himself killed. But what was the alternative? Another night in the freezing woods? Starving? Waiting to die? Arthur met the man's gaze. "Who are you?" The man smiled wider. "Dutch. DutchVanDerLinde." Arthur thought about it for only a moment longer before he nodded. Dutch grinned and patted the ground beside him. "Welcome to the family, son."